Welcome in, everyone, to the Guild of Icons Adventures, where we are little kids who are about to die.
Yeah.
Yes, happy birthday, Nick.
Damn it!
Happy birthday, Nick.
Stop thinking you'll get away with it. You're never going to get away with it.
One day I'll get away with it. One day I will. And I'm playing Inoltrare, a tiny wizard. Basement Inoltrare is not here. Basement Inoltrare is in a separate adventure currently at the moment. So, as with all holiday things, it takes place in a slightly different sort of time span to everything else. It takes place in holiday time, in holiday space, just to make...
Asynchronous.
Yes, exactly. It's an async adventure. And so this adventure is being run by Pixel, who ordinarily plays Capulet and Morgan, and who this is part 2 of the Crimson Stain machinations, our Halloween adventure. And last time, it was a doozy. It was an absolute doozy. Anyway, that's the intro from me. I'm going to hand it straight over to our wonderful Gungeon Master, Pixel Podium. I can't. That's it. I'm dead. I'm done. Over to you, Pixel.
All right, that was the intro from Nick, and I'm going to hand the recap straight over to Bree, Bisected Brioche.
Ooh, that's me. Yep, and I'm going to hand the recap over to my character Fee, because I like doing the character voice.
All right, for 1 point of inspiration, what happened last time?
So tonight was Crimson Stain. A time of terror. And cool costumes, but mostly terror. Traditionally, we don the visage of the macabre. The terrifying. I myself went as the oppressive authority figure, Ao Dunwich. Wearer of hats, keeper of mysteries, and withholder of all the fun quests. Accompanying me was my close friend, Inoltrare, dressed as a beholder.
I'm
And
dressed
of
as
course-
a scary thing that I read about in a book once.
Yeah. And accompanying us, by accident, was one cop, aka Capulet, dressed as a red squirrel. Which was kind of adorable, but no less terrifying to her, no doubt. We rendezvous with the member of the Guild of Icons, Gargoyle. Terrifying giant bird.
I keep
No,
forgetting
no.
Fee's quirk of being afraid of birds.
Then, no less terrifying, we encountered the local bully, who insisted she had a change of heart. To raise our spirits, the potentially malevolent Gargoyle offered a ride on an airship to the town of Tinscrap. There, we met a capitalist. Upon exploring the town, something was off about the townsfolk. They seemed like the kind of people my mum warned me about. The kind of people who live in wizard towers. They were hooked on some sort of substance, and no sooner did we work this out, we were attacked by some sort of automatic dispenser machine capable of transforming into another form. We've tracked the perpetrator to his hideout, so all that remains to see is how it goes, and how much fun we can have this Crimson Stain.
All right, mark down inspiration if you don't already have it. If you did, that's your fault for not using it.
And we lost it at the end of the session anyway.
No,
Okay.
pretty sure. You begin outside of the Tinscrap steel mill. I almost said the Korakii steel mill. That's not the place. You have the key. You found it on the corpse of the Endorphos dispenser. And you've just put it into the lock and turned it. And as the door opens, you see a large amount of automation going on before your eyes. Many conveyor belts and overhead moving across the ceiling, suspended magma pots.
Oh, that's a lot of automation going on.
Why would anyone need to carry lava? There's no use for lava, it's just hot liquid.
I dare you to drink it.
Don't tempt me, I will.
Well, this is all
right.
just...
Let's just pull up the damage for lava.
Me being a tiefling can just swim in it.
Not in this version, you can't.
I know.
$20d10 is the number given you.
But is that the same as drinking it, or is that being submerged in it?
Yes. Drinking it is kind of being submerged in it, but internally. Like, you're getting it to your internal organs way faster.
True. You could cook like half your stomach, and then the rest of your stomach could digest it.
Oh. Oh, I hate that.
Alright, so as you step into the steel mill, I mean, you don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary, you presume, for a steel mill. There's certainly nobody here. Lined along the walls are a bunch of miscellaneous machines, you assume, for controlling all the different moving parts of the building.
Weird that it's all moving when no one's here. What if there's an accident or something goes wrong?
Maybe they don't care for the machine suffering an accident.
I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? The machines get hurt?
Well, machines
It
are
is
people
expensive.
too.
They are explicitly not.
It's damage to infrastructure, though. Some of the worst kind of damage.
Can I make an Arcana check into this?
Sure.
To sort of learn the... I'm assuming magic is in some way driving it. But... Let's see. Arcana, I'm proficient in. Is this a construct? Because if so, I've got expertise in that.
I'd say it's less a construct with some semblance of sentience and more just moving parts.
Fair enough. I will drop that one. Okay. That is 15 plus 4, 18 plus efficiency, 21.
With the steady speed that things are moving, it's hard to say whether or not the entire setup and wiring is arcane, but at the heart of it, powering it all, surely there is something that is magical.
Well, I don't see any reason to shut this off. We're really just kind of...
What if it's building those drugs? Or the dispensers?
Oh no, those are built downstairs.
Oh, thank you.
downstairs. Oh! We should check if there are any people downstairs, because if there aren't, what if we tipped all of the molten metal and lava downstairs and wrecked all the machinery?
But where is the downstairs?
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's go
Just
looking.
waiting for the shoe to drop. That was decidedly not Seth's voice.
Yeah. I was trying to do like a Scooby-Doo style. Oh yeah, good idea.
With Nick's brain in the state that it is, I think you just convinced him that that's an NPC that's just always been here. Yeah, you turn around and behind you, you see a bit of a tall. What would the term be? Kind of a necro construct. From the waist down, it is all machine. And then from the torso up, it's part machine, part zombified flesh from a variety of different creatures all patched together, and you can tell that it is stitched together because the face is very much made up of a lot of different faces.
Fee sort of turns around, smiles, and then just goes, "Eh." I mean,
Is everything okay, Fee? I turn around and go, ah! Monster.
Fee draws their swords and says, "Identify yourself."
What are you two complaining about? And Utri turns around. What's this?
Hey, DM.
Oh.
Can I make an Arcana check to do with constructs on this?
Yes.
I'll do worse somehow than last time. No, much better actually. 19 plus 6 is 25, plus 4 is 29, plus 3 is 32.
All right, so immediately you know some things. First of all, there is some necrotic magic going on, but what is powering this creature is more to do on the machine side. The energy is kind of housed within the mechanical parts, and then it's going out to the flesh. Secondly, you know that it isn't entirely unheard of for artificers to dabble in necromancy, but it very much crosses lines in a lot of places. You haven't read anything positive about it. Of the artificers that do dabble in this art, you've heard them referred to as stitchers.
Okay, I relay all of that.
Wait, stitch. So they like sewing?
Yeah,
No.
but like people.
Or they stitch you up like a cop.
Or a doctor?
I don't think that's
A
not really what
copter.
I'm. You know what? That's fine.
So I'm assuming that you three are the ones who had something to do with number 137.
No.
We don't know any 137, sorry.
You're
I can't
thinking
count
of
that
a
high.
different 3.
Big machine, usually in a ball. I think I left my keys in it.
No, you got it all wrong. We don't know what you're talking about.
Keys?
Wait, do you mean like the
Parents
big
do.
machine that injects people with the stuff? Well, it doesn't
That's
inject
He
it.
immediately tries to put their mouth around Inoltrare's hand.
Like I said, you've got the wrong people, so you should really go out and look for them instead.
Actually,
Yeah.
if anyone is in here, I really should tell Hugo.
Well,
Look,
why don't you do one better and bring us to Hugo?
look, how about this? Why don't we help you out here a bit? We'll go tell Hugo, and you go look for those other 3 who are hurting machines or whatever. Less work for you.
Sorry to disappoint you in case you're self-conscious about your acting skills, but it really doesn't seem like you're under the effects of Endorphos.
I am. You can scan me.
I can't do that.
Oh, well, that's your problem then. But I am.
Okay. So you want to find Hugo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
To talk to him about something. He did bring us here.
We're on a school trip. We're doing a tour of all the factories.
You have school on the Crimson Stain.
Well, no, that's why they decided to put the trip outside of school. Then it wouldn't interrupt our lessons.
Yep.
Dreading
Smart wizard.
charisma-based check I'm going to have to do.
Yeah, I wasn't going to make you do a check, but if you do want to
Oh, no.
roll some charisma deception, feel free.
Oh, I can't even use my special feature that lets me use.
Can I assist here? Is assisting a thing in this system?
It is.
I'm not sure how you would assist on a charisma deception check, but you are free to surprise me.
Just, playing along, nodding.
Okay, I will give you
also
a kitty
the-
expertise die
Yeah.
for fees playing along and nodding and all of the gestures.
He also probably has some sort of probably has a formal education, so they probably have something with some sort of school emblem on it they can show.
Is Fee not homeschooled?
Oh yeah, but the homeschooling was probably it's probably sponsored by the Sewer Masons Guild or what have you?
George definitely made school uniforms.
Yes.
All right, what was that roll?
All right, let me roll it now. I'm doing really well. What is going on? That's a natural 18, +1 on the expertise die is 19. Oh, and then -1 because of 18.
Weird school. Just to be clear, are you sure you don't want to, say, hurt Hugo?
Why would we want? We're children.
Yeah.
All we want is to learn about the factory and to get some pastries out of Hugo. It is the Crimson Stain.
And maybe taste the lava.
Maybe taste the lava.
I wouldn't advise that second one.
Don't get the pastries. I mean, fine. We can make it up with lava.
Would it make you feel better if I called my mom
Controversy.
and
You
proved I had
can bring
permission?
out the mirror if you want.
Yes!
Oh, no.
I want to bring out the mirror! Pretend the elf on the other side is my mom.
Iris, you are going to have to fulfill, the NPC in the other end of the mirror, because I have not done my research on that.
You just have to be really upset. It's essentially a nuisance call every time.
No, go ahead. Tune to the mirror.
I'm gonna bring out the mirror. I'm gonna go, hey, sorry, yeah, someone here wants to, basically, can you tell them hi mum, I hope you're doing well. Can you tell them that I'm on a school trip and that everything is fine and that I need to go see Hugo? Thank you. And then I hold the mirror in front.
Hello. Who is this? What's going on? What is that?
Just say what I said, thank you.
I don't think I will. He hangs up.
Huh.
Look, it seems like you're kind of anxious, and I should mention that I don't really care if you're not supposed to be here.
Oh, well, that makes things easier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? That is convenient.
If you don't want to hurt Hugo, you will when you go downstairs.
May we have your name?
Let me pull up. Well, Hugo calls me version 3.3, but when no one's around, I like to pretend I have a name.
And what's that name?
Everyone is entitled to a name they so choose.
One of the parts of my brain thinks Patch is a good name.
Nice to meet you, Patch.
Hi, Patch.
Pleasure to meet you, Patches.
So Patch steps aside, and the ground doesn't thud very noticeably, but you can tell that their footsteps are heavy. And behind them, one of the machines that you had seen earlier has kind of swung open a bit, with the stairs leading downward. After you.
Stand back, everyone. I'll go first. And
That sounds
Utri
great.
begins walking down the stairs.
Should we wait
Wait.
5 or 10 minutes, V?
I think I've played this playground game before. Should we trust someone called Patch?
Should we trust someone called Utri?
From what you said, no.
I don't know, if having a tail improves V's opinion of anyone, Patch does seem to have one. It is just
Oh,
as patchwork
God.
as anything else.
That's amazing.
Wait, is there a picture or something I'm missing?
No,
No, just at the
I just
idea of
forgot to
this
point it out.
patchwork tail is. No, it's.
Okay. Yeah, Tassel would definitely trust a creature with a tail, but V is not Tassel.
And it seems
I
I'm going down here alone.
I suppose if we don't keep an eye on Utri, they might. I don't know. Schemes.
She might guess up to no good.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Seth here. We are still looking for Connor, right?
Oh yeah.
Of course. Patch, have you met an individual named Connor?
I haven't met one per se. We don't really learn the names. But I've definitely seen one that looks like, and they point to Seth, him.
Oh. That's not good.
What do you do down there?
Wow. Stuff. They're variety artificers.
You turn them into teddy bears?
No.
You said you stuffed them.
So, do you want to go find Hugo, or...
Utri's already
Yeah.
gone.
We agreed to follow Utri. He's shaking a bit at this point.
Come on, V. We better go catch up.
Yeah.
Right, so you're going
Yeah,
down?
waits for Inoltrare to go first. Then remembers they're supposed to be the brave one and goes first instead.
Seth follows behind you both, and Patch follows behind Seth. Once you are all on the stairs, Patch grabs the handle on the back of the machine with their tail and pulls it closed.
I knew it.
It's not good.
Just like my favorite dark playground game, The Darkest of Souls.
Alright, so Utri, you will have seen first that this stairway leads down to a small hallway. Everything is made of steel, but it's quite rough. Along the sides, there's many points of like missing flooring. You can see pipes on the floor, on the walls, in the ceiling, just going every which way. There is a large door at the end of the hallway, and there are 4 smaller doors ahead of it.
Well, I guess we gotta start opening doors.
Yes, you open a door and a mummy comes out and then chases you, and then you run out a door, and then you run through a
That was weird.
Alright, let me see. So, the doors have like plates above them specifying which rooms they are. One is the armor workshop, one is the hydroponics lab, one is the scrap room, and one is the morgue, and it has a little slash storage.
Hydroponics. My mum's into that. He says you can grow anything in the sewers.
You know, I've heard of him, but I've never met Morgan, so I don't think I want to go into his room. I think I'll go into the armor room. All the best paladins have armor. Have really cool armor.
Right, so far it's between hydroponics and armor, unless you want to split the party.
Wait, what are the other 2 rooms? Hydroponics, armor, and...
morgue slash storage and scrap.
Yeah, like I said, although Utri has heard of Morgan, Utri has not met Morgan, so Utri doesn't want to go into their room.
I would say Utri would know a bit about Morgan, and the bit that almost all of the general kids around Korakii know about Morgan is that you tend to stay away from Morgan.
Yeah, like I said, it's rude to go into Morgan's room, so let's not go into the morgue.
Yeah. I don't want to go in the morgue either. It
is morgue and storage.
If we need to come back this way, I can get to the other side of that locked door. That locked
No one
behind us and
appreciates my
open it up.
puns. But yeah, let's go through one of them. Like I said, I vote for the armor room.
Well, I guess I'm breaking the tie.
Hydroponics
choose-
might be safer.
What Fee wants.
The pettiness,
Okay.
I love it.
And not what my old bully wants.
I put
Okay,
all
let's
my
steal some
effort in
Masterplan
today.
secrets.
I put all my effort in today to make sure none of you get hurt. And this is the thanks I get.
Fee, are you at maximum hit points?
I have no idea what that means, but I've sustained injuries.
Wow. Sure seems like you
If you-
failed then, Utri.
If you were
Yeah,
to
shows that they've got a little bruise on their arm.
if you were to put that into how hurt you are into an arbitrary number out of a maximum total that's also an arbitrary number, how much harm would you have taken?
Like 23 out of 34, I guess.
As all this is unfolding, you've got a Servid and a Necro Construct just staring at you.
Yeah, we should probably enter a room.
Hyperdonics.
I open.
Hyperdonics.
Okay, you enter.
Yep, go ahead.
You enter the hydroponics lab. It's somewhat underwhelming. It is a lot of very square tables with a lot of different plants on them, mainly fruits, all seeped in water at the root. Aside from that, you can't really see anything but a weird steel thing lying against a cupboard.
Hey, could I just look around to see if there's any notes you could pilfer for them?
Yeah, sure, I'll let you have some miscellaneous hydroponics notes. Whether or not they come in useful, I don't know, but you can have them in your inventory.
So Patch,
This will
what do
help
you all
next
do?
time I'm getting grounded.
So Patch, what do you all do in this room?
We mostly make plants. It's kind of a necessary ingredient for, you know.
Pastries?
The drug.
It's a drug lab. I get it.
No,
Winners
this is
don't do
just
this.
where they make some of the supplies.
Can I also take a close look at the steel drum then?
It wasn't a steel drum, it was a steel thing.
The steel thing.
Yeah, you can take a closer look at it, and it looks to be a horn of some description.
This object looks very roguish. I approve.
When I say horn, I do mean, like the horn that you blow into and it goes like...
Yeah, I know, I get that, but I meant it's because it's steel.
Yeah, no.
Fee just casually tries blowing into it to see what happens.
Well, it doesn't make a blaring sound. It just kind of makes the spittle coming out of your attempt a bit echoey.
This horn appears to be broken.
If you want to make a perception check or an arcana check, anybody can do this.
Would this involve invisible objects?
No, it wouldn't.
That's an 11.
Alright, an 11. Has anybody else rolled?
No, I'm too bad.
You're too bad at arcana?
Well, I suppose I can give it a go. It doesn't feel like the kind of arcana he'd be good at, but you can give it the old college try. Who knows? I might roll high again.
Put on the expertise die for detecting. Okay, never mind. Inoltrare, why is this here? It's just a piece of junk. It should be in the scrap room. Fee, searching around a bit, you notice that amongst the curves in this thing's design, there is like a tiny edge of a button that you can make out.
I press the button.
You press the button, and suddenly this thing feels a bit more magical. And also, you hear in a tiny, almost echoey voice,
Hello? I mean, hello?
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 Okay, make me a history check.
Okay. Would this fall into the arts?
No.
Yep. What stat is history?
History, intelligence.
Okay. This will be a +1, which isn't terrible, I guess. Oh, that's a natural 1 for a 2.
You have no idea what's going on. But from inside this thing, it sounds like something's trying to talk.
Hello. Hello. Hello? Hello? Hello?
What are you doing?
Anyone there?
It's just.
Mm-hmm. Is there somebody trapped inside the thing?
I don't know, mayhaps you could try to position it in such a way that you might be able to hear a bit better.
Maybe there's a
Okay,
hole
Fee
in it?
lifts it. Fee lifts it up to their ear.
Suddenly, you hear, "Hello?
Ah,
Well, somebody's turned on the bloody horn, so I assume someone's there. I could feel it."
it's ring.
Yeah, you look in front of the horn where it's pointing at, and you do notice that there is an apple.
Greetings. Am I addressing an apple?
Yes, you are. You do hear then.
Why?
Sorry. I just don't know how to use this thing. Sorry. How you doing? My name's Fee. Some people call me Iffy, but I prefer Fee.
Right, you do
Yeah.
hear then.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. Could you give me a bit of water there? I know that I'm kind of steeped in it, but I do like it from above occasionally.
Is there a watering can nearby?
Yeah, there's a few watering cans around.
Yep. I water the apple.
Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Oh, wonderful.
So-
I tell you, they've got so many new people coming in today for some reason.
So what's it like being an apple?
You can't hear as well what's happening because Fee is the one with the horn up against their ear. But the apple will respond to your question. It's I kind of only feel vibrations, and for some reason I only feel like I'm sentient when somebody presses the button on that horn, but it's fine, I suppose.
Is this horn? Does it work on every fruit?
Well, there's some bananas beside me, I think you could try asking them.
Sure, they're a wild bunch.
I like it.
Oh yeah, thank you. I've been waiting for an excuse to use that one. You don't come across talking bananas very often.
I don't get it.
Oh, well, you see, Utri, bananas come in bunches, and the phrase "a wild bunch" means like an enthusiastic group.
Oh, no,
So
I like it even more. I didn't know what a banana looked like. I'm kind of blind.
Bananas don't come in bunches, they come in groups.
I have a
Is that
bad
your
feeling
friend? Whoever's with you, they sound very pedantic. Don't get in the way of the joke.
Yeah, I think they're basically a bully that's grown up to become a cop.
I have no idea what most of those things are.
Imagine if something was like the opposite of an apple, so really bad. That's what a cop is. They're bad
The
apples,
opposite of an
all
apple
them.
would be bad. I actually don't know what the opposite of an apple is. I've never seen myself, quite really.
Oh, you're kind of round, very shiny.
Okay, what's
Listen,
shiny?
actually.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting anywhere with this conversation.
Do you want to
Okay.
interrogate the bananas?
Question for the rest of the party. Would it be morally wrong to eat the apple at this point?
Yes. Oh, wait, can I borrow that horn real quick?
You may ask me to use it.
May I use it?
No.
Oh. Well, now you're kind of being the bully here.
He points it at the bananas and presses the button.
Pressing the button doesn't seem to do anything. It seems that whatever effect this is was just activated when you pressed it, and presumably it's going to time out eventually.
Okay. I point at the bananas and say, "Greetings. An elven bully turned official bully wishes your attention."
Okay, what's an elven thing?
Okay, no, that doesn't matter. Important question. Do bananas come in groupings or bunches? This is very important.
Oh, I don't
she
know. Nancy probably would know. Hey, Nancy, do bananas come in groups or bunches? I don't know. You know who might know? Nancy. Nancy, do bananas come in groups or bunches? And then you hear a different banana. I've never really thought about it, but maybe Nancy's had some time to think about it. Nancy, do bananas come in groups or bunches?
You know, I think they come in bunches. I've got my hunches. It's the best. It beats the rest.
I am positive they come in groupings. That's why I've always been told, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Can I make a nature check to determine the true answer in this world?
You can decide the true answer right now. It's your fault.
I don't care. I just want to end this argument.
Anyway,
What Morian doesn't want you to know is that bananas actually come in cornucopias. That's what the name of a group of bananas is.
make me a perception check. All of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not good. 13. Oh, 16. I forgot I'm proficient.
Oh, sorry. Wisdom perception.
Oh wait, do I get anything? Would this involve invisible objects?
It wouldn't.
Okay, that's a 19 then.
That is an 8.
All right, Fee, you do notice as the thought of a cornucopia comes to your mind that some of the engraving on this thing, because it's very swirled and there is some texture that is being artistically put into the steel, but you're now just able to make out letters that denote that this is the Hornucopia.
This is the Hornucopia.
I love it so much.
And now
Some sort of coping mechanism.
Hello, Nancy here. So are you more new folk?
I'm a tiefling.
No, but were you here beforehand?
Yes.
We were not here present before, but now we are present, yes.
They're getting a lot of new people in.
New people.
Yes, well, one felt while they were walking by a bit tall, somewhat lightweight, and then the other one felt a bit small. But I think it might weigh a bit more than you would think.
Could you tell if one of them was a fungus?
What's a fungus?
Like
it's
a
a
plant,
plant
more
that
like an
eats other
animal.
plants.
Like a mushroom.
Okay, what's a mushroom?
Oh,
It's
sure.
a
The
plant.
apple knows what bananas are, but you don't know what a mushroom is.
Oh, sorry. Well, this is a lab mostly for growing fruits and plants.
It's a
Oh.
plant that eats other plants.
So mushrooms are plants.
Yes.
Sort of. Yeah.
They're
Ish.
technically
That
close to
that is the
animals.
that is the most scientific way to describe it. Yes, mushrooms are plants.
I say, have you ever heard of a plant called a mushroom, Nancy? Oh, you know, I've never actually heard of one, but maybe Nancy has. Nancy, have you ever heard of a mushroom before?
Inoltrare is leaving the room now.
You may leave the room. It seems that there is nothing else of worth here.
Okay, can I pocket the cornucopia?
You can absolutely pocket the cornucopia.
Well, I guess we've got to
Okay.
check out the armory.
Utri goes to reach for like an apple, but then stops and feels guilty and just walks out.
Fee considers reaching for a banana, but shrugs and walks off.
None of this is meat or cheese, so Inoltrare is fine.
Fee's stomach does grumble though.
Fun fact for the people watching at home, bananas are clones.
It's true. Which has left them very open to certain fungal diseases, which may actually wipe out. Well, it has already wiped out one species of banana and may happen again.
Yeah, that's why
Sadly, they've
bananas.
never heard of mushrooms.
Yeah, that's why the bananas don't know what a fungus is, because as soon as they do figure out, they're dead.
Yeah, that's actually why artificial banana flavoring tastes nothing like banana. It tastes what bananas used to taste like, not the species of banana we tend to eat now does.
All right. So where are we headed to?
I think the armory. I think we'll try Utri's one. And then maybe the scrap room? I'd like to go in the scrap.
Armor room.
Unless you think it means scrap like a fight. Oh. I hope not.
Don't worry, I'm good at those.
Patch stands outside the armory and says to you, "Okay, if you want to go in there, you can. I probably shouldn't."
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think.
Wait, what's in here?
I
Is there something
kind
bad in
of
here?
don't care if you're here, but I don't want to get in trouble for you being here.
I hear if you look away, then you have plausible deniability.
Then I'll stay out here. And they give you a thumbs up with a thumb that is different from the rest of the hand.
I also give a thumbs up.
Okay, maybe you're kind of cool for a cop.
I'm not a cop.
Right,
Or
so
do you wish to be a paladin? AKA
Pal-
cop.
Paladins aren't cops; they're protectors.
Yeah, that's what a cop would say.
No, generally cops tend to say things like "Stop painting the side of that building," while
I'm pretty
screaming
sure-
at me.
I'm pretty sure that Utri is also a herald. Which, apples and pears, but however. All right.
Let's
so-
I'll
go.
have some pairs we can talk to.
Oh no.
all right, you're going into the armor workshop. That was the last thing that you said, and that's canon.
You can't put an item like that into the game and expect to do anything else all session. Like, we're going to be putting it against every fruit.
Thankfully, that's the only room in this entire place with plants in it, so I can.
No,
Really, yeah.
Pixel gave you that to mess with me later.
All
Yep.
right. So, yeah, you walk into the armor workshop, and true to its name, you see a bunch of miscellaneous pieces of armor lying about. There's bits of gauntlet. There are bits of boots. There's some stray steel lying around. There's a leather rack. Some chest pieces are hung up by chains. What you do notice more than anything else is the big honking wall that seems to be bearing some kind of electrical force field with a person hammering away at something behind it.
Is that person Hugo?
No.
Is it
Hi.
gargoyle?
No.
Hello.
Hello?
Are you Hugo?
The person is a human, looks behind themselves. You see that they are a woman. Ah, so you are the intruders, hmm?
No. We're
Yes,
here with
the
permission.
badass intruders.
Yeah, Hugo invited us.
Yeah.
Very unlikely. Hugo invited one person.
No, pretty sure Hugo invited all of us. We came on the train.
It was the airship, and then we took the train.
We came with Gargoyle. The
Regardless,
Guild of Icons.
I am not letting my defenses down. You cannot trick me.
We're not trying to.
Guild of...
I know that one of the Endorphos dispensers was destroyed, and I know that you are here right now, and I also know that, well, coincidence. I don't think it's that.
You can't prove anything? You'll be talking with my lawyer about this accusation?
You will not be talking with your lawyer when you meet Hugo.
No, that's because Hugo's not the lawyer.
No, but you will not be leaving.
I thought cops hated lawyers.
I'm not a cop.
And if you could leave this room sooner rather than later, that would be much appreciated.
But what you doing in there? What are you doing?
Making armor, clearly.
I know, but like, what type of armor?
You like
Armor that is too good for you.
I mean, the armor in here is okay. It's not as good as my armor, and I start showing off my very nice elven chest plate.
Make me a perception or arcana check. Or engineering, even. Whichever you fancy. Whichever does more for you.
You said perception, arcana, or engineering?
Yep.
For what stat?
Intelligence.
Cool, I have nothing for any of those, so this is just a straight -2 roll. 6.
Yeah, your armor is clearly the best armor here. Not even a competition.
I mean, it's made from fine elven craftsmanship. It's magical. I don't think anything in here is magical. So checkmate.
Almost everything in here is magical. Your armor looks pretty and somebody put a stone in it. That is the story of your armor.
I mean, I feel like that's an insult to elven craftsmanship. It takes 100 years to learn to forge like this.
I could probably
Next time I see an elf, they can inform me better before they are put into storage.
I'm gonna wander up and go, hey, can I see what tools you're using? Only I'm good at making things like this, but I haven't got any tools. The last thing I made was these cloves. How great are they? Not bad.
Do not
there any-
pretend to fraternize like we are friends.
Are there any switches or buttons in this room that I can reach?
Aren't we friends?
No switches or buttons on this side of the room. There is a lever on the other side. That's probably what brings up and down the big wall in the way.
Does the wall go all the way up into the roof? Or
It goes all the way down into the floor.
So theoretically, I couldn't toss something over the wall.
Nope, it's ceiling to floor.
Okay. He
I
walks up
make
next to
something like this.
Inoltrare and says, Are you being mean to my friend?
Oh, it's okay. I think she's just upset that I can make something like this in my sleep. Which is not a lie, because I have the Dwarven Creator's Blessing, and I can craft instead of sleeping during a long rest.
Yeah, it's true. You're probably much more skilled than her.
Thanks.
If my husband was not so busy, he would kill you sooner rather than later.
Wait, you mean Hugo?
Yes, Hugo.
Hugo wants to kill us?
No, but I do, and if I want you dead, then Hugo will make it happen.
Oh. So I guess we kind of need to get rid of you, huh?
I don't think Gargoyle would like that. If he
Good
was
luck
to kill us.
trying. Oh, your gargoyle. He is indisposed.
Oh yeah, but he'll come back. I saw it in the cheese this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Please leave and do not touch anything on your way out.
You mean like don't touch this? And I lift one of the gauntlets. What's it do?
Put 'em on.
Really starts smearing fingerprints over everything that they can.
You put it on and it's just a gauntlet. But do feel free to look around if you want. Inoltrare, you can make an Arcana check for detecting magic items.
Amazing!
Intelligence and Fee and Utri, you're kind of going off your gut here, so you can make a Wisdom Arcana check.
Actually, I think Utri is going to spend a little bit of time concentrating on this room and cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I can also do that. I forgot about that. I got an 18 on my Arcana check.
Right,
I
well,
got a dirty 20.
Okay, so I only made two things worth finding here, so sorry, Utri. Fee and Inoltrare, find them first. Fee, you find an armor that looks to be a bit tight-fitting, yet when you bend it, it's flexible. And it feels like tough. Please put that down.
I think she's
have a
telling you to
question.
keep it.
I'll put it down by putting it on me. Then it'll be free hanging. And that's putting it down.
Alright, well, I will tell you this requires attunement. But you have found the Kevlar armor. So this is a light armor. You don't need to be attuned to it to gain its benefits, which is 12 plus your dexterity for AC.
Nice.
While wearing the Kevlar armor, you gain a +1 bonus to AC against non-magical ranged attacks. And you will have to attune to it to find out what else it does. Inoltrare, you will also have to attune to this thing. This looks to be a prototype. It is a steel disc and it's got a large button on it. You can tell that it is supposed to be like in an area that you can reach easily. It has got some kind of like the texture on the back makes it very easy to fit it onto clothes.
Velcro.
I mean, maybe.
This is cool. What happens when I press the button?
Oh my god, is this a Yuffie shuriken weapon?
If I told you it explodes, would you put it back down?
No.
I believe that's called a free casting of fireball in
It
Olshari.
just goes back to hammering.
Yep. Can I don the armor?
You can don the Kevlar armor.
Okay, 13 AC.
So question: How delicate is the machinery that's in this room?
There isn't any machinery. It's just armor and tools for making it.
I assume the force field is being projected by something.
It is, but it's most likely on her side.
Okay. I guess we're not getting anywhere here. We should find Gargle.
Good idea.
I toss one of the gauntlets into the force field, see what happens.
It immediately sparks and then is thrown away.
Wow. That was cool.
That was
another
cool.
one.
Okay, I grab a larger piece of armor and I throw it into the force field.
It sparks and then it flies a little bit less far than the gauntlet and lands with more of a thud. And the woman just...
I grab a handful of nuts and bolts from somewhere and throw that at the force field.
I duck instinctively. You've just created a shotgun blast.
Make me a dexterity saving trophy.
Okay.
I put myself in front of Inoltrare.
18.
Okay, they fly around you, but they get so close on almost every angle around you that they could have gotten in their trajectory backwards. They hit the wall at the other side of the room, and there is a V shape.
Okay, Fee looks shocked for a moment, but then tries to strike a badass pose and activate their cloak of billowing. Then remembers they don't have it because they're dressed as a AO.
Thanks, Utri. I get up from behind her and see Fee and go, nice pose, Fee.
Oldest I've ever looked, and I'm dressed as a cop. I chose this costume.
I throw one of the leather armor pieces at it, see what happens.
It sparks, it gets thrown a tiny bit, not nearly as much, and there's a large burn where it was. Is this the adventure now?
I point the cornucopia at the force field.
You need to stop giving us cool shit. We can't help but want to interact with it.
Is it some sort of plant force field?
It's not
Is this
a plant.
now?
It's not a plant. There's nothing else of immediate worth that you can tell from this room.
I'm going to attach the big shield-like thing with a button to my chest.
All right. You attach the disc to your chest. You will need to attune to it first, but it is there.
Hope this thing doesn't explode. We should keep going.
Well, okay, your room's boring and you're a terrible craftsperson. We're moving on.
Yeah. Fee does the whole kiss your middle finger and flip someone off thing as we're leaving.
She's not even looking.
Fee goes back and just gives the double middle finger and is irritated for a moment that she's not looking.
She hears you step back in, and then she raises a hand and just makes a go-away gesture, still without looking.
I'm being edgy. Why do you not feel the edge?
She doesn't respond to you.
Cop.
Jeez, what the hard C.
Well, there's the scrap room. We could try that.
Ooh. Yeah, there may be fun things in there. More things we throw at the force field.
Yeah! I run in. Scrap room, scrap room.
Scrap room, scrap room.
All right.
Run in.
You run into the scrap room, and Patch will follow you in here. It is a room full of scrap, many various piles of scrap, different lengths, different types of steel, different colors and finishings. Some of them seem to be from deconstructed inventions that were already made. Some of them just seem to be loose pieces of metal. There's a few tables around, and on one of the farther tables, you hear something. I mean, you're not sure what kind of sound it's making, but you can infer that it's cursing. even without having a language.
Oh, these are the naughty words.
I dare you to say one.
It's hard
That
to.
is.
Fiddlesticks.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, y'all are very bad at it at this.
But you literally just said fuck.
you hear some tapping and continued, like, mechanical cursing coming from one of the tables.
I'll go check it out.
All right. You walk over to the table, and on it you see a frame. Like, it is a box, but it appears to just be the frame of a box. And inside it, there is a weird tool that looks kind of like a screwdriver if the top looked like it was meant to pull the cork off a wine bottle. And it is pacing around the box with 3 little legs and a big pearl in the middle.
Hello? Are you okay in there?
It looks and sees you, and then it runs to you, and as it does, it is immediately pushed back into the middle of the box as soon as it reaches the frame.
Oh no.
Wait, is this Cotter?
This is Cotter.
Wait, I've seen this. This is the wicked familiar of the Birdman.
Ooh. So what are you doing in there, little one?
It makes a bunch of little mechanical noises, but it's really hard for Cotter to communicate anything given that homunculus servants don't talk generally. You can tell that inside the box with it is a key.
So, okay, so either it's saying that this is all a trap and Hugo's evil, or that little Timmy's stuck in a well. Does anyone know where the well is?
It holds up. It holds up like one leg for like one, the first one. It's kind of like shaking it around a bit.
Is there like a button on this box?
There is a keyhole, and there is a key inside the box.
Now, ain't this a puzzle?
Inoltrare,
Yeah?
can you copy that key from using the scrap?
I can try.
Ooh, can you?
I don't have any tools, though.
Conveniently, there are some Tinker's tools here, if those help.
Not actually, am I? I'm proficient in thieves' tools. Can I use maybe some of the smaller bits as essentially a lockpick set?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Weirdly, Tinker's Tools is not on the wizard list, but Thieves' Tools is.
Hilariously, most lockpicking sets do come with tools so that you could copy keys so you can make them yourself later.
That's gonna be... what attribute? Dexterity, I imagine.
Thieves' Tools check. I don't think that there is a particular attribute assigned to a tools check.
Nope,
You roll an attribute
there's not.
for
Yeah, you have
it's
to,
not
you
a
get
skill,
it.
but it would be in... It'd be like Dex or Strength.
Well, yeah, then dexterity.
So
Couldn't you argue intelligence because Inoltrare is effectively trying to sort of go based on the key that he can already see?
No, because he's not constructing a key. He's using small bits of metal to do lockpicking, and lockpicking is quite a dexterous thing.
In that case, maybe I will just try and use the tool. Like, I'm not proficient in them, but I can still try and use them without proficiency. I just don't add proficiency bonus, right?
Yeah.
And try and recreate the key. I think, yeah, that makes more sense. Let's do that. Alright. That, amazingly, is a 21.
That will definitely pass. After a few minutes, and Cotter is inspecting you as you work on the table, yeah, you pick up the key that you have been banging into shape, and you kind of like angle it and look at the key inside the cage and compare it a bit, and it looks jarringly similar.
Your dwarven ancestors are proud of you.
No, they abandoned me. And I stick it in the keyhole and turn the key.
You hear something powering down, but there is no visual effect of anything happening. Cotter, like, takes a tentative step closer to the frame, and kind of like, you know when somebody, like, touches a leg into the water to see, like, if it's cold or not? Cotter does that at the edge of the frame to see if it is pushy or not. And when it is not, Cotter walks through.
How big is the frame?
How big is the frame? I have it here. It would be able to fit something that's 15 by 15 inches.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the
You may take the frame.
And the key, of course.
You snatch the key from Inoltrare.
No!
No, the key that was already in the box.
Oh, yeah. You take that one as well.
I'm not gonna...
My
Fee reached down a hand for Cotter to walk onto.
Cotter doesn't walk onto your hand. Instead, it does like a happy jump. And then Cotter is a pin puller. And the tall steel part of the pin puller, I'm not sure what you would call it, but essentially the bit of a screwdriver where it becomes a screwdriver, not a handle, starts spinning around, and Cotter begins like hovering into the air.
I believe that's the shaft.
You made a friend.
Yeah, Cotter.
Gargoyle made this friend.
Cotter is now following Inoltrare, and Inoltrare, you may use with a bonus action Cotter's stat block. You may issue it commands.
Ooh.
Let me just copy that and DM it to you. The HP is all the way to 0, but just assume that it is at max HP right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anything else in this room?
Well, there's the Tinker's tools.
But nothing else that's particularly interesting?
Make me a perception check.
I am bad at these. What's that?
Wisdom.
Cool, that is a nat 20 for a total of 18.
Okay, amongst
Among Us?
amongst one of the scrap piles, you see a handle sticking out, and you walk over to it and you put your hand around it and kind of pull it out of the pile, and some kind of handheld firearm is pulled out. Instead of a barrel like a gun usually would have, it appears to have some kind of science fiction-y rod. There's no instructions with it, and it kind of makes a rattling sound when you move it around.
What kind of crossbow's this?
No, it's not a crossbow. It's my divine blade.
It looks nothing like a blade.
That looks nothing like a blade. What are you talking about?
You're talking,
It's a
talking
metaphor.
like a cop. You're talking like
metaphor.
a cop, you know?
Cops don't carry crossbows, they carry halberds.
Yeah, cops aren't big on the gods or that weird one keeps talking.
Right, you have found a weird sci-fi gun of some sorts. I'm not going to tell you what it does.
We've unlocked the alien blaster.
Oh.
I guess this is the DLC.
So we're about to go kill Hugo with the power of friendship and this gun I found.
Given the rattling whenever you move it even slightly, it may be best to experiment with that in your own time. I mean,
We
you
both-
can,
We both know I'm not.
but I will tell you that it is an action to use it, and it involves rolling a d100.
We both know I'm not going to experiment on my own first.
Okay, like you can experiment right now. You can pull the trigger if you want.
Do not aim
Pull
it.
my devil trigger.
I'm not going to. Well, I suppose all that's left is to go to Morgan's room.
Oh, it'll be nice to see Morgan again. What have
Yeah,
got
I
to?
miss him.
All right, you.
Capula's cool and all, but she almost feels like she replaced him.
I'm not sure Capula's cool.
Cooler than you. Right, you step out of the scrap room, and
I hear the
then,
cop talking to us right now.
and then you enter into the morgue/storage. It is a large room, and one of the first things you notice is that there are many instruments of dismemberment in this area. There are quite a few blood-stained gurneys, and lining the walls are various doors.
I don't like this.
Why are there
This
just
place
more
is not up to
doors?
code.
Oh, they're the hatches for when you put in the cadaver.
That doesn't sound very nice. I'm starting to think this
My mum's
Hugo's
always-
not a nice person.
My mum's always grumpy.
No.
I don't know what cadaver is, but my mum's always grumpy when one shows up in the sewers. This can't be good.
I mean, in a town with a guild of icons, it's to be expected. Yeah. Feels a bit
Hello?
chilly here.
Anyone in here? Hugo?
Aside from us,
Gargoyle? Angry Mushroom?
Maybe
You hear
it's empty.
bang.
I turn
One of
towards
the
the bang.
hatches. And then you hear another bang. And another as it starts to get more excited.
Maybe nothing's in here. I say louder, hoping it hears. Gets the idea.
I would argue, is it in anything in his best interest to not be in here?
It's still banging.
It's gonna
I stand in front of Inoltrare and Fee.
He towers over you.
No, you don't.
Are there any other
He
doors
tries
in
to
this
tower
room?
over you.
I mean, there's all the doors and the walls.
Yeah, I don't know. I get the feeling those have dead bodies in them.
Yeah, and one of them is getting banged. No,
Wait.
no, 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 no. One of the doors is being banged on from the inside.
I'm
Okay.
going to
Oh
approach.
god, I dread the clip.
Wait, I think we'll be fine as long as we don't open that door.
I start approaching the door.
You going to open the door? Okay, fine. I draw my catapult ready.
I open the door.
All right, make me a dexterity saving throw.
A dex saving throw. Cool. That is also a -2.
Ooh.
8.
Okay. 8. So not as bad as it could have been, but you are still going to get hit by the force of a hoof that is moving at you. I'll say this is 1d8. You take 4 damage, bludgeoning. And get pushed back a bit.
What just hit me?
A hoof?
And Seth sees the hoof and runs over and grabs the little handle for pulling out the trays. And as he pulls the tray out, you see the hoof, you see some furry legs, and then you see what is a cervid, much like Seth, except they have been dehorned.
Ouch.
And they also are shivering. Not seemingly because of any kind of pain, but because you can feel it from just being around this opened door. That thing is cold.
Can I do anything to... Is there like a blanket I can throw over them?
I have a blanket.
Yeah, sure. You can give them use of the Ghost Bus blanket.
Here you go. Make you feel better.
Yeah, that's not related to dead people at all.
It's fine. It's blessed by ghosts.
I'm going to. I don't got a lot of this. Is it still alive?
Yes, Seth helps the servant who presumably is Connor get down off the tray and get him back onto his hooves.
I mean, I guess what I'll do here is I don't got a lot of this left, but lay on hands.
I would say, just so that you don't waste anything, he doesn't look on the brink of death. He just looks very cold. Like, maybe if he was left in there for a few hours longer, then might be getting close, but you've gotten there within time.
Has anyone got anything flammable? We need to warm him
Fee
up
casts produce flame.
quick. Ooh, excellent.
Oh wait, no, I can't do that anymore.
Oh. I've got Firebolt if anyone's got, you know.
That seems like a bit much.
Wait, I've got Prestidigitation. That can warm things, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
I will warm and possibly flavor.
Pre-seasoning the meat.
This poor shivering cervid.
Oh wait, no, wait. I do have produce flame because it's a tiefling spell.
Ah, nice.
All right, you hold a flame within your hand, I'm presuming, close to the cervid, and he holds his hands close to the flames, like, thank you.
What happened here?
Was laying near the woods with Seth. Found this town. Went in, drank the drink. Everything's a blur. Ended up in the lab. Pain.
What happened to your horns?
Yuko tuck them, threw them in the box. I'm going to stop doing that voice because I'm kind of gone lightheaded a bit and I don't know why.
Sounds like you're doing a lot of a very breathy voice, so you probably you're exhaling air faster than you can absorb oxygen from it.
Probably. He points over to a box and it's not a happy sight. There seems to be a lot of limbs and appendages and other various body parts of different kinds of creatures just piled in there.
Do you want them back, or do they grow back?
So, he's just looking at you. But Patch speaks up to say, "Me and the other Servid will make sure this one's okay. You should probably go," and they raise their hands and do some like very slow air quotes. "Talk to Hugo."
I like this idea. Blair.
"You'll also probably like this." And Patch reaches into a compartment that is on their hip and takes out 3 round looking steel balls with buttons on them, and hands each of you one. "I like to tinker when I'm not doing anything else. I call these patchotechnics. Basically..." What?
Lego Patchotechnics. Sorry. It's just the first thing I bought.
"Basically, you make them by casting a fireball, and then freezing it in time, and then containing it within the ball. Spin the dial 3 times and click inwards to activate it. You probably don't want to be around when it goes off."
Utri is staring very deeply at the orb. So you're saying I shouldn't eat this?
Hey, staring at orbs is my thing.
Probably not.
Sound like the orange cop.
It just looks so tasty, though.
Hugo will be through the big door.
Well, I guess it's time for us to go talk with somebody.
Okay.
All right, and you step out of the morgue and walk towards the large door at the end of the hallway, and then we take a break. All right, so you're all approaching the big door at the end of the hallway.
Yep.
All right, you walk through, and you see a very big room.
Wow,
This
this
is a very big
room's
room.
huge.
On the wall. Go on.
I didn't realize rooms would be behind doors. I'm genuinely surprised.
I mean, it's
It has-
bigger than any of the rooms that you've seen so far. On the wall in paint, this is denoted as the testing area. But what you notice quicker than anything else is on the other side of the room, the far side, an owlin stumbling through a door.
Oh,
Is it Gargoyle?
No, it's just another random owlin.
Oh, okay.
oh, I thought it was Gargoyle for a sec, but no, it's just another random owl.
Excuse me, have you seen our friend Gargoyle?
Gargoyle looks to you.
Oh, it is Gargoyle.
Oh, sorry, we didn't recognize you there for a moment.
Oh, children. Of course.
You look disappointed to see us.
Oh, no, I'm just relieved. Naturally. I mean, after having to deal with, this guy. And, Gargoyle moves to the side, and you see, Hugo, on the ground. Beside him, there is a syringe. It seems like there has been a bit of a struggle, but Gargoyle came out on top.
Oh,
Hey,
Oh,
Gargoyle,
that
what's
was
my
easy.
name?
I don't know.
Gargoyle, what's your name?
Oh, Gargoyle. Do you remember what that thing Hannah the Tiefling said to me earlier? Was?
No. I don't particularly remember.
I pull the gun out. I pull the gun on Gargoyle. What's your name?
Gargoyle.
Well, I think that makes sense.
I'm trying to determine if this is the truth or not.
Oh, okay. What check do you want to make?
Insight, obviously.
Okay, make a wisdom insight check.
And to discern the truth, I do gain an additional D4 on it.
Okay.
Would I have time to use my read the room ability here?
What is your read the room ability?
Well, I'm glad you asked, dear GM.
I know you explained it last time, but I'm forgetful.
That is a 21.
Nice.
That's 21. Gargoyle has told you that their name is Gargoyle.
By spending 10 minutes...
They weren't lying. Sorry, go on.
Observing facial expressions, body language, and vocal intonation. You can detect minute details which give you insight into the creatures within 30 feet of you. For the next minute, you can direct your focus on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet. If the creature you choose has intelligence of real lower or doesn't speak any language, the creature is unaffected.
Right, so how many minutes is that?
10 minutes, it lasts for 1 minute, and you learn the surface thoughts of what the creature, what's most on its mind at the moment.
Alright, well, that might proc a bit sooner, or a bit later, but it hasn't been 10 minutes since you've started this conversation.
Okay, Gargoyle. Are you sure you don't remember what Hannah the Tiefling told me? Because I feel like it was important.
No. You were tag-alongs to this trip.
Gargoyle, what's your boss's name?
Boss?
You know,
Who
in
do
the
you work
guild.
for?
Yeah.
Well, I build all of my own inventions.
I look a pointed look to Fee and to Utri.
I pulled the trigger.
What do you
Okay,
think of,
roll a D100.
Out of
Excellent.
interest, what do you think of Inoltrare's costume?
Oh, it's quite well constructed.
89.
Yep.
89. Nothing happens.
Damn it.
What do you do if you saw a real beholder?
I pulled the trigger again. While she keeps questioning.
You're fanning the trigger.
Well, if it was a real beholder, you would have to dispatch it as quickly as possible.
71.
Have you ever met a beholder?
Oh, I've been around.
Gargoyle, by the way, I've got a question.
Okay.
Since when has Grounder's name been Hannah?
I'm just not sure what the gotcha is.
You mentioned
Like-
a tiefling called Hannah.
Whereas the only the only Hannah she knows would be a human.
Well, Gargoyle's response was that he doesn't recall a tiefling named Hannah having had a conversation.
Never mind. That didn't
Inoltrare.
work.
I think
Yeah.
this holy blade is busted.
Ah, you want me to try taking a look at it?
Sure. I hand the gun to.
Can I use Arcana to try and work out what's going wrong?
Yeah, sure.
Has it been 10 minutes yet?
No, it's not been 10 minutes yet.
Natural
yeah.
one, I
Can't
got no
speak.
idea.
Can I take a look at Hugo, by the way?
Yeah.
Is there a stick nearby I can prod him with?
I mean, you can probably prod him with the blunt end of your sword or
Okay.
with your foot.
I just think a random stick would be funnier.
They don't tend to be around laboratories.
Well, maybe not this laboratory.
How is Cotter reacting?
Cotter is clung to Inoltrare's shoulder right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that kind of hurts. You have metal hands. Or claws.
Oh, Cotter, is this the real gargoyle?
Cotter uses its pearl, and suddenly a beam of light shoots forward, and from the top to the bottom of Gargoyle, the light travels down. Let me check Cotter's perception. That's +8. And then intelligence. Right, that's a 19. Cotter looks to you and then to Gargoyle, kind of unsure.
Something is amiss.
I'm really
he-
convinced that's not Gargoyle.
Gargoyle.
What?
Are you the real gargoyle?
Of course I'm the real Gargoyle.
Say something only the real gargoyle would say, but that we
Something
know
only
about.
the real Gargoyle would say, but only you know about.
That's not what I meant, and you know it.
Wait, gargoyle could never be sarcastic.
Really? I didn't know that.
A lot of magic to disguise people, a lot of that requires you to concentrate on it, you know? So, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, Gargoyle. And I cast Magic
What
Missile.
are you talking about? Okay.
Because if it's concentration, that's the most likely way of dropping concentration.
Roll your damage.
Okay. So, first dart is... actually... Forget, does Magic Missile add a modifier? No, it's just d4s. 3... 6... 10 points of force damage.
All right. Gargoyle goes and takes 10 points of force damage.
If Gargoyle is concentrating on anything, then Gargoyle must make 3 concentration saves.
Okay, Gargoyle will make 3 concentration saves.
Sorry, it was 13 points of damage.
I'm presuming it's just flat save.
Yeah, because each one is less than 20 damage, so...
All right,
yeah,
that's a
it'd be flat
12.
10.
That's a 9.
Oh, sorry, it's a Constitution save, if that helps.
Okay, then that was a 14, and that was an 11, and that is a 13.
Damn! Well, I think it might have been Gargoyle. Sorry, Gargoyle!
Ah!
Can I... So have I inferred anything about Hugo, or...
Make me a wisdom perception check.
Okay, would this involve anything invisible?
No. I'm so sorry. I need to include more invisible things for you.
Is a 13.
13. There is a puncture wound in Hugo's neck. It matches up with the syringe that is lying next to Hugo.
Wait. The real gargoyle will never win in a test of strength.
Yeah, he's a puny nerd.
How much you know? You hardly know me.
Well, I can just see it from how you love trains, you know?
I was talking
Trains?
to... Well... the orange tiefling likes you. That means you must be a nerd.
Okay. What's a train?
I forget what they're called in this setting.
Movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like movies at all?
Oh, well, I think that the technology is rather impressive.
Well, this seems
Hasn't
like
been
gargoyle to
10
me.
minutes yet. Yeah. Hasn't been 10 minutes yet.
Has not been 10 minutes yet.
I might
So
join you
what
in ritual casting and cast detect magic.
What happened here anyway? Like we came in here to beat up a nerd, but I shouldn't phrase it like that. We came in here to stop Hugo and his evil schemes.
Oh, well, don't worry, I took care of that for you. I was able to stop Hugo with the sleeping poison that he intended to try to stop me with.
I mean, I suppose that's good. We just got done killing his wife, I think she was.
Wait,
she didn't
I'm gonna-
stand a chance.
I'm going to squeeze the moon-tainted veilstone. There was a way of
Okay.
looking through people's... You don't see... Wait. My brain needs to remember how this works.
Oh,
there's
you
a-
only see... You blood blind to everything but illusions, I think it was.
No, there's a write-up for it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to copy it out and send it to you?
Yes. Because I think we've discussed a lot of things in between about various Guild of Icon games, and I've lost it.
Yeah, Utri says, "What? I mean, like we planned to stop his evil schemes. We already killed his wife. She wasn't that hard to kill."
You did what?
Oh, there was this lady in the armor room, and she was mean, and we had to kill her. She wasn't that hard to beat, but it's a shame we had
kill
to.
her. We...
Hand over Inoltrare's mouth.
Fee catches on and covers Inoltrare's mouth.
I think Utri's already there. I mean, your hands can touch, I guess.
Yeah. Utri, no one covers Inoltrare's mouth but me.
How did you kill her?
Well, she had this force field up, and we were talking to her, and then we started throwing things at the force field, and she got annoyed, and she put down the force field and attacked us, and we had to fight back.
Gargoyle looks at you and he's going to make a insight check, wisdom.
Against my deception?
Yep, against your deception. Let's do this.
Oof, that's not great for me. I don't have any bonuses to deception. My what deception?
Your charisma deception.
Yeah, 17.
Oh, I got a 16.
It really is wild just how weak she was.
You know, it's funny. I was giving you an out. I was going to let you leave. You could have gone home. Just put all of this behind you. But if you're so determined to stay within Tinscrap, then I will kill you here and now.
You weren't the real gargoyle. You're
Meanwhile, Inoltrare squeezes the stone finally and says, "Gargoyle!" to make the real gargoyle vanish from his eyesight.
The gargoyle that is talking to you vanishes.
Ah, well, that's the real gargoyle. I don't know what you lot are talking about. And I come back.
Gargoyle has been stepping away from you, kind of walking with the wand of creation as kind of like a semi-walking stick. Its cauldron atop it, smoking in a kind of cosmic-like fashion.
Has it been 10 minutes yet?
It hasn't been 10 minutes, but Gargoyle has announced that he intends to kill you. And his head snaps around, as does his body. He's already clad in the dwarven plate. And you see him reach for a lever that is on his shoulder.
Yeah, not having that. I'm
Pulls
going to
it.
lightning bolt this bastard.
Okay, well, he's pulls the lever first, so...
I mean, he's getting lightning bolted. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
can't
roll
interrupt the
initiative.
cutscene now.
Ooh,
Oh,
good
sweet.
initiative as well.
That is a 17 minus 2, 15. Having a minus 2 in 3 stats is rough.
Yeah, Iris.
I rolled a 5.
Like, who would come up with these awful rules?
You roll 5.
I got 17.
You got 17, so you're coming in second in the initiative order, behind Gargoyle, who got a 19.
Damn. I was open.
Gargoyle activates the Mantle Core, spending 3 charges to do so.
Who fucking gave Gargoyle this ability?
Yeah, who designed such an awful ability?
Yeah. And who would intend it for a boss fight, no less?
So now that Gargoyle has used his action to do that, he's going to use his bonus action to set up a defensive field and give himself 10 temporary hit points.
What bastard.
And yep, that's it for Gargoyle's turn.
I'm going to shout, 2 can play at that game, and I'm going to hit the button on my chest, and nothing's going to happen because I'm not attuned to it. And I'll be a bit sad, and then I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt.
Okay, Lightning Bolt is a dexterity save, if I
It is,
remember
yeah.
correctly.
Dexterity saving throw.
Well, shit, that's 6.
Ooh, that's good. Getting the full damage this time.
However,
Oh.
Gargoyle's got a feature going on right now with this stat block.
Legendary resistance.
Flash of genius.
Oh, it's something like a legendary resistance. Whenever you make a spell attack, Gargoyle makes an intelligence arcana check against your spell save DC. And if he succeeds, he learns what the spell is, what type of damage it does, and then before it's cast, presses a button. So
I don't like the sound of that, but okay. Technically,
Let's
I've not
make
made a spell
an-
attack.
This is your comeuppance, Nick.
I'm just saying.
okay, I mean a damaging spell.
It was worth a go. Okay. My spell save DC is 15.
I got a 28.
I'm not surprised.
So Gargoyle sees that you are casting Lightning Bolt and is going to press a button. And Inoltrare, your focus is on Gargoyle, but Fee and Utri, you see from the middle of the room, descending from the ceiling, is kind of like a sci-fi like capsule tube, and inside it, in a fetal position, is an unconscious Capulet. Lights open up, or like holes to the surface, with mirrors streaming through and dousing the entire room in a crimson moonlight. So, Gargoyle has a feature called Enhanced Adaptability today.
Oh,
Yes, because Gargoyle knows that the damage from the attack that you are about to do with your spell is going to be lightning damage, he presses a button, and then a beam shoots from the tube that Capulet is in to Gargoyle's armor, and you see it start to kind of become a bit rocky as it begins to mutate and transform. And Gargoyle now has resistance to lightning damage.
Okay. Is this a reaction?
No, this is a feature. This happens when you make a spell attack.
My god. Okay.
And you see Capulet kind of quiver inside the tube as Capulet loses a hit point.
Oh no.
Okay. The wizard is not going to do much in this fight.
You can. Well, what is your damage?
Let me roll 8d8s. Roll of our dice
it's
roller,
only
because you can-
resistance.
Yeah, but it's also attacking an ally. Okay, that is 43 points of lightning damage.
Damn. Okay. 43. Half.
21.
Okay, 21. And you had already taken him down a bit, so minus 1. Okay, that was not an insignificant hit. Like, you see the mantle core recoil as it gets hit. Like, the impact has been lessened, but your hit was palpable. Do you have a bonus action or a reaction?
I do not have a bonus action because...
You have caught her.
Yeah, no, that's a spell attack. I am not doing it.
Actually, it's not a spell attack. I believe it is a ranged weapon.
Is it?
Yes.
Huh. Well, all right then. Yeah, I'll do Force Strike. I just assumed that was a spell attack. Wild. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
So it is +9 to hit. Natural 1. My dice!
Cotter is a bit scared by
Cotter.
all of what's going on. And, quickly aims based on your say-so, but has aimed in the entirely wrong direction and just lets off a blast that hits the ceiling.
I tried! And then I'm going to try and find somewhere that looks like cover and take cover.
Okay, Utri, your turn.
Excellent. I'm going to assume I'm near Gargoyle.
You can assume that.
Cool. In that case, I'm going to bonus action press the attack.
What is press the attack?
Press the attack is a general action that anybody can take. Before you take an action, you can use a bonus action to designate one creature within your reach, which is not currently the target, until the beginning of next turn. Melee attacks against that creature gain an expertise die. Basically, if you're not already the target of press the attack, I can, as long as you're within 5 feet of me, I gain expertise die on attacks against you, unless you use your reaction to take the fallback action, which forces you to take 5 feet of movement backwards.
Well, Gargoyle's not going to do that, so you have that expertise die.
Excellent. You're getting the old-fashioned right hook.
Is your arcane muscle still up?
No, that lasts only a minute.
All right.
You're getting a classic right hook.
Ooh.
So that is a total of what are the pluses for this? I'm sorry, I'm not used to playing this character. I don't know all the numbers off the top of my head.
It's fine.
That is a 14 to hit.
14 is not going to hit. You hit the armor, and mostly what you're surprised about is that you haven't hurt yourself.
Well, I do got multi-attack, so...
Yeah, go on. Have another.
I realized as soon as my turn ended that I have a much better use for spell slots than making spell attacks that I can do when I can't cast spells. I'm an idiot.
Does a 17 hit?
17 does not hit.
That AC is something special.
That's an issue then.
I will say that Utri will know that the moonlight of the Crimson Stain increases the power of transmutation magic. But Utri does. It is Utri's main attack.
I do have but I can't cast it, so not right now.
I have transmutation, but I've just cast my last spell slot of that size. Whoops.
All right, Fee. Unless Utri has a bonus action or reaction.
I already used my bonus action.
Okay, Fee, your turn.
Okay, I have a question. So Capulet is in like a light bulb?
Kind of like a test tube from, like, say, an alien movie that you see human in.
Does it look sort of breakable?
It absolutely looks breakable.
Cool. In that case, well, two things are going to happen. First, B is going to pull out their twin swords. One is trailing below the ground, the other is being held high in the air. And the one high in the air splits off, along with a copy of Fee. That's Happy Fee. He's not wearing the AO costume and is just wearing like a tank top and jeans or something, or what, like medieval versions of that, I guess. And sort of Fee Prime, well, Gloomy Fee is going to pull out their slingshot and take a shot at the glass tube.
Alright, you take a shot at the glass tube. Now, this thing is rather high up, and it is made of quite a durable glass, but the AC is, like, not nearly as bad as Gargoyle's.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Does a dexterity plus proficiency 21 hit.
21 absolutely hits. Roll damage.
Okay, that's a d8 plus 1 for dexterity. 4 points.
Alright, so you see a tiny crack form on the glass.
Okay. Well, I make a second attack then.
Alright.
There's an 11 hit.
11 won't hit.
Oh. Okay, I use my bonus action to split Happy Fee off, so I guess that's Gloomy Fee done.
And now on to the next part of the action economy.
Happy Fee.
Alright, what is Happy Fee doing?
Okay. Happy Fee is going to shout out, Gargoyle, why are you doing this? Are you the real Gargoyle?
Okay, so is
If
the flavor
you're like a cop Gargoyle, you've got to tell us. It's the law.
Oh, I'm much better than Gargoyle ever was.
Okay, you're a fake Gargoyle, I can kill you.
Utri uses her reaction to press X to doubt.
No, I told
Okay.
you the button on my chest doesn't work.
Yeah. Happy Fee is just going to run in with the sword and take 2 slashes.
Alright.
So the first one is, bear with me, 23.
There's a bear with
Will hit.
Yes.
Not even barely, you're 3 over.
I don't like hearing that we have to roll a 20 to hit.
Gargoyle has some redonkulous armor. He is an armorer.
That's why I was hoping to provoke saves.
I mean, you did do, like, a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yep, that's 11 points of slashing damage.
11 points of slashing damage. Okay.
And attack number 2. Is a 9.
Right, well, that isn't going to hit. But judging from the way that the mantle core is moving, just on this first turn, you've hit Gargoyle quite hard.
Hey, if you're better than Gargoyle, tell me. Why wouldn't the orange tiefling ever respect you?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
And you never will.
Alright, well, it's Gargoyle's turn now. And, oh boy, what do we use?
There's a lot you could use.
There is a lot that I can use, and...
You should use those missiles on Inoltrare.
Don't you have, like, shoulder cannons?
Yeah, okay, so Gargoyle is not going to use the shoulder cannons. Sees Utri within range. And you see one of the fists of the mantle core get raised and you start seeing electricity begin to pump through it.
Uh-oh.
And now I need to do something. Ba-ba-bum. I need to make a wisdom check against a DC.
Which DC?
A special DC. And as Gargoyle rolls a 6, so you see the fist begin to become electrified, and it's crackling, and it raises up. And then it stops. Like, it tries to bring it down on you. And just before it hits you, it begins pulling back. And you hear Gargoyle say,
You listen here, you listen to me.
Fun thing about the mantle core, it's probably growing a sentience.
Ah.
Yeah,
So are you still attacking, or?
Okay, and a failure. Gargoyle is going to use double the charges it would normally cost to do this to power through the mantle core's resistance. So this thing is losing charges fast. How many is that? Right, we're down to 10 already. All right. Ba-bum. I am going to make an attack. I hope it does not hit. That is 16 against AC for Utri.
That hits.
Ooh, that's going to be 3d12. 17 lightning damage.
I'm going to actually use my reaction. I give up a level 1 spell slot, and I to activate Unbound Heroism. I gain resistance to that damage type until the beginning of my next turn, and I gain temporary hit points equal to my proficiency bonus times the spell slot spent. So
right.
our proficiency bonus is 3. So I gain 3 temporary hit points, and I gain resistance to that damage type.
All right, so you'll be taking 8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess to your main HP, you're just taking 5.
Yep. Unbound Heroism, everybody.
All right, could you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Constitution saving throw, you say?
Yes.
$17.
You know what? I'll say that passes.
Huh.
You are not stunned until the start of Gargoyle's next turn. And are you doing anything? Oh no, you were using your reaction.
Also, I actually take the full 8 damage. I gain the temporary hit points after I take the damage. Which sucks, but...
It'll help next time, I guess.
Yeah, but it's because I'm ranking, because there's another thing about Unbound Heroism, which makes it a really great ability. As long as I have these temporary hit points, I do an additional 1d6 radiant damage.
All right, well, Gargoyle is going to use his bonus action to reconstitute the defensive field.
Hey, that's cheating.
I mean, you're doing pretty good, I'll be honest. And And that's the end of Gargoyle's turn.
Okay, it's over to me. So I've worked out there's a way better use of my spell slots than casting spells on Gargoyle. Because I have another thing I can do as a diviner. So first of all, I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself. Then I'm going to run as close to Gargoyle as I can get. I do have a 25-foot move speed because I'm a dwarf. But I assume we're not that far away, because Utri was able to get there pretty close.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use Flash of Insight.
Please explain to me Flash of Insight.
You know Portents? It's Portents. I roll a d20, then choose a creature, and their next d20 roll is that. I get to see what the d20 result is before I choose a creature. So if it's good, I'll choose an ally, and if it's bad, I'll choose an enemy.
I like this.
Oh, that's annoying. That's straight down the middle. It's a 10.
And to clarify, this only affects the die roll, not the bonuses afterwards.
That's right, yeah. Oh, that's really annoying.
It won't be much use to me.
It won't be of much use to you or Fee, I think, because the AC is so high, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only throwing a +7.
I'm going to give Gargoyle a 10 and hope.
All right. Gargoyle's next roll is going to be a 10.
Yeah, that's me done.
Right down the middle, that's rough.
Did I manage to get up close to Gargoyle?
You did.
Excellent.
All right, Utri, it is your turn.
Okay, first things first, I'm going to bonus action, Zealous Stance. I am now stanced up.
Okay, what does the stance do?
When I make my first attack on my turn, and this is a stance, so this lasts until... I don't have to do this. I'm sorry, this is a stance. It lasts until a long or short rest, or until I drop the stance willingly. I don't have to do this. I already have it up. I had it last time.
Can you remind us?
Yeah. When I make my first attack on my turn, I can decide to gain an expertise dice on melee attack rolls until the start of my next turn.
Oh, that's going to help so much.
But when I do, until the start of my next turn, attacks rolls against me also have them. So it's something I choose at the beginning for free, but it's basically like reckless attacks. But I already have that up because I never technically dropped it and we haven't had a rest yet. Y'all, stances are probably the best combat maneuvers.
Yeah.
So now I don't spend my bonus action on that. I am going to spend my regular action, however, to up my arcane muscles.
Okay, and you feel with the moonlight streaming into the room that your arcane muscles are benefiting from it as well. Your unearned attack rolls from this use of arcane muscles are going to grant +1 to hit, and the damage die changes to 1d8 +1.
Ooh, I do love that. Because I'm stacking dice on top of dice at this point. I need to check one more thing. Okay, no, that's a... I can't do much else, sadly, because that was my action, but that'll be my turn.
All right, Happy Fee, you're up. Or Sad Fee, whichever one you want to go first.
Gloomy Fee's first.
Okay, Gloomy
So
Fee.
Gloomy Fee glares at the tube that Capulet's trapped in, pulls down their AO hat, and growls, "It's time to get serious." And Gloomy Fee is going to cast Shatter on the glass tube.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay, so it's got a 10-foot area, so I think they can quite easily cast it so it doesn't hit Capulet.
Yeah.
Okay, an ear-splitting ringing sound emanates through the area. Creatures in the area take 3d8 thunder damage. A creature made of stone, metal, or other organic material has disadvantage on the saving throw. And any non-magical items within the area that's not worn or carried also take damage.
Alright, roll your damage.
Okay.
And then double it, I guess.
Heck yeah. It's quite convenient that Fee literally gets the perfect spell for this situation. So I think this is one of the tiefling spells they have. Where's my D8? My other D8. Why do D10s look so much like D8s?
Because they all look like candy and you want to eat all of them. At least I...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Oh, yeah, I got 2 8s. So that's 16 plus 5. 21, and that doubles to 42.
Yeah, that shatters like hell. Capulet begins falling down. And
Looks like 8d8 lightning damage is back on the menu. It's not, I don't have any spell slots.
Yeah.
I do.
Capulet is not floating down.
Oh no.
Okay. Can I move to catch her?
Oh, I was going to
can.
say, I've got the Ring of Featherfall, in quotes. And Featherfall is a number of creatures you can see as a reaction within, like, 30 feet of you, I think.
I mean, sure.
Do you want to activate it?
Yeah, what happens?
Oh no, because the Ring of Featherfall in this case is a joke item I gave. You activate, and since one of the creatures you're targeting is falling, the ring turns into a feather. That's it.
Oh,
Finally, payoff.
that's useless.
All right, Fee, you can move to catch Capulet.
Okay, do I need to roll anything for that?
No, we'll just say that you do.
The funny thing is that a feather is the material component for Featherfall, so it would allow me to cast it if I had it.
Hey, Cop. You okay?
Oh, God damn it.
So Capulet's not very responsive right now. Happy Fee, what's going on?
Happy Fee sees this and says, "Hey, nice electricity you got there. Shame for something would happen to the alternating current." And then pauses because they have no idea what that even was meant to mean. But they are going to, however, try and stab Gargoyle ? Twice.
All right, roll your attacks.
Okay, first attack is a...
Sadly,
21?
this scientist believes alternating current is a sham and only uses direct current.
I got that ref.
Okay, so that's, 21 for, Hee.
All right, 21 will hit.
Yep, and that is... Dexterity modifier. 12 points of slashing damage.
All right. Goodbye, all of that temporary HP.
Oh, we're only through the temporary HP, okay.
And goodbye 2 of the HP, and now Gargoyle is bloodied.
I'm sorry. Okay, no, never
And
mind.
Here comes attack number 2.
Attack number 2.
Dirty 20.
Oh yeah, that'll hit it.
Lovely stuff. Come on, D8, don't fail me now. I love this D8. I'm just getting 8s from it. And that's another 12 points of slashing damage.
Another 12 points. All right,
How's the bird feeling?
You know, he's down to less than a third of his health.
We can fix that.
Not fantastic.
The bird is being disrespected.
All right, got anything else?
Just a shit-eating grin.
Okay, it is Gargoyle's turn.
At this point, Utri's going to shout out to quote-unquote Gargoyle. What's wrong, bird brain? Can't even hit a small child? I'm right here, bring it on! Give me your worst.
Oh.
The really
Yeah.
small child in front of him is not feeling good about the specific choice of words Utri has said.
Yep. And
Give me
nearby,
your worst.
Gloomy Feast holding even smaller child. Even smaller and childer.
All right, well, Gargoyle is going to try to use... after that resistance from the Mantle Core, probably just going to use the Thunder Gauntlets against you, Utri.
Excellent.
The whole killing Hugo's wife thing really, really has made you a prime target here.
But why would Gargoyle care about Hugo's wife?
Yeah.
That's strange, isn't it?
Checkmate, DM.
I lied through my teeth and I am paying for it.
It's 25 to hit.
Okay. For how much?
Well, let's see. 1d8 plus 5, that's 6.
6 damage?
Yep.
As the Thunder Gauntlets go to strike Fee, they stop in place merely an inch before her face. As Fee, not Fee, Utri, sorry.
I was gonna say.
I was getting confused there.
As Utri casts, as a reaction, Force of Will.
And you explain Force of Will for the class.
Your Iron Resolve allows you to extend an attack. The damage you take from the triggering attack is reduced by 2d10 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay, awesome. Gargoyle is going to hit you with Thunder Gauntlets. That's a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that second one is probably going to hit and it's probably going to hurt. Yeah, no, that hits.
That's 9 damage.
No, that one hits.
I'll cock of the walk until you remember that the Artificer has extra attack.
Yeah, but for that first attack, it was really cool.
Unfortunately, that 10 really does not help any of us, because Gargoyle's got a high enough modifier, and we've got low enough AC.
Yeah, and you'll never guess what Gargoyle's going to use his bonus action to do.
Oh.
Don't worry, after this he's only got one more use of it.
Unleash the magic missiles.
Alright, so
desperately
Gargoyle,
want you to try to hit Inoltrare with those.
you don't, because they fire 8 at a time.
Yeah, and I want you to try it.
Alright, so take a charge, and defensive field gives Gargoyle 10 temporary hit points.
No.
And it's Inoltrare's turn.
Okay, first up, bonus action. Let's roll that d20 and see who's getting a benefit. Oh, that's terrible. That's a 4. I mean, that's great, because that's what Gargoyle's going to be rolling next. And then... with my main action, I mean... is Gargoyle near a wall?
I would say he's not too far away from a wall.
Is he within 5 feet?
Sure, he's within 5 feet. I
Okay,
want to see
sweet.
what it goes.
I'm going to use skeletal hands. And skeletal hands will grasp at Gargoyle from this wall. They'll reach out. Now, weirdly, it's a spell attack. It's not a save. So I will roll that. Okay, that is a 23.
That will hit.
Okay, so you take 1d8 necrotic damage, which is 8. Nice. And you are restrained until the spell ends.
You really want him to use those missiles, don't you?
You can use a bonus action to make a strength saving throw to escape, but until you do so, you are restrained. Which means everyone whose go is after me, and before Gargoyle gets the benefit of restrained against Gargoyle.
Let me pull that up for myself.
Which I believe is attack rolls have advantage.
Restraint becomes 0. Attack rolls against strange creatures may have advantage. Makes attacks with disadvantage. And disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Okay. Utri's turn?
Yep. Excellent, excellent. How do I want to do this? I just need to see what this one particular spell does. Okay, no, that's not what I need. Okay, so I'm definitely going for attacks. But first things first, because I'm going for an attack, I'm going to choose to take the zealous stance. So I get a expertise die.
Okay.
And since I have an expertise die from both that and push the attack, because you have not moved away from it yet, that means I get a d6 on my expertise.
Okay.
So when I attack you, I get an extra d6 hit, which is fun. Uh, 21.
That will hit.
And that is a d8 plus 1 plus any of my normal modifiers as well. And that normal modifier is my... Okay, so the first one is 7 damage.
Okay, first one is 7. So... Alright.
And that is 7 magical bludgeoning, just for clarification.
It has been noted.
And there she is, the nat 20. Ooh.
Yes.
I'm a paladin, correct?
Yes.
Or herald?
What?
I'm a herald, correct? A
Yes.
paladin? I'm a smite as well.
Yes. The moment every
Big numbers,
herald and or
big numbers.
paladin hopes for.
Big numbers, big numbers, big numbers.
You don't want to be big numbers.
Actually, I'm going to do something better. I'm going to empower this smite to make it an igniting smite. So my smite now deals fire damage instead of radiant, and I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay, Constitution saving throw. So Gargoyle gets +6 and is going to be using Flash of Genius to turn that into +11. That's a 24.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, no, you don't, because you rolled a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh wait, did Inoltrare use a portent?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your roll is a 4.
Okay, so 4 plus 11, that's 15.
Yeah, that still passes. Damn it. Oh well, you're still taking the extra smite damage, so but you don't get the fun effect afterwards.
Oh, to be fair, this might be enough damage to finish the fight.
I hope so. Although I do
Yeah, that's,
want to get hit by the
20 That is 29 fire damage.
Yep. So are you doing this lethally or non-lethally?
Non-lethally.
You hit Gargoyle with a fist that is empowered with fire and arcane magics, and as you punch the gut of the mantle core, it begins to shrink and recede back into its mantle core form from the unyielding mantle. Gargoyle goes from being a large creature to a medium creature again and falls through the skeletal hands. They recede back into the wall as he drops onto the ground.
I can't in good conscience do this lethally.
It would derail the main campaign a bit.
It would a tiny bit.
I mean, yeah, but also it's Utri
Not very
can't kill
paladin-y.
somebody. Utri can't kill somebody. Utri could lie about it, but Utri can't kill somebody.
All right, so Gargoyle lies in front of you, unconscious. We're out of initiative.
Ow, ow, my
The,
hand. Ow, ow, ow. And Utri starts putting out the fire on her hand.
Ooh, that looks like it stinks a bit.
No, it's...
Oh wait! Oh wait! You're not resistant to fire, are you? Oh, that must hurt. That must hurt.
Why did my hand light on fire when I punched him?
I don't know, that seems like
ha-
something you might
ha-
want to talk to a medic about.
Yeah, Happy Fee spits on Utri's hand.
But why, though?
It seemed like a good idea.
She wipes her hand off on a Gloomy Fee.
I did
Spitting
nothing
on
to you.
cops is
Why do
just
you do
their-
this?
Their default state, really.
My dad said if you burn yourself, you should run your hand straight under cold water for at least 10 minutes.
So what are we doing about a bird brain here?
Wait,
Wow.
do you reckon this is the real gargoyle, or do you reckon he's like possessed or something, or?
Could be.
What if they
it-
switched minds?
Can artificers do that?
Why would you want to look
Wait.
like an owl?
I don't know.
Wait,
Yes, they can fly. That's pretty.
maybe we should try and maybe if we tie them both up and then wake them both up and then see what happens.
That's a good idea.
All right, Fee, you are you going to tie up Hugo?
I can
Yep.
tie the rope. I'm extremely good at it.
All right, Fee and Inoltrare, you walk into the room that Hugo is in, and now that you're in the room, you see a large machine, and on either side of that machine is two tables that are tilted but standing almost upright. From the ceiling above those two tables, you see two helmet-like apparatus with straps for the chin. And above the machine is like the mirror tunnels that are letting moonlight flood into the testing area. A large hole that is letting moonlight flood onto the machine.
You think this is how he did it?
should... Wait, is it evil to suggest that we should put Hugo's brain in one of the apples and then let the apple have a body? Is that evil?
I think that's evil.
I don't know. Would it be evil if we ate the apple afterwards, asking for a friend?
Yes, that'd be evil.
I'm the friend.
But you know what? On the first question, would it be evil to switch Hugo's mind with the apple and then give the apple the body? I actually don't think it would be. Like, Hugo is evil and is like, he converted this whole town into like drugged people.
Well, let's do that then. Let's give the apple a chance with a body, and then we'll put Gargoyle back into Gargoyle. And I don't know if you three want to swap around and see what happens. That could be fun.
Thanks, but I like being a tiefling.
That's fair.
I'm so edgy.
All right, so you're putting Gargoyle and Hugo onto the...
Yes.
Yeah.
And then eventually
alright.
an apple and
I'm
Hugo.
I'm also going to get the apple.
It takes you a bit of jumping, but you're able to get the helmets down and pull them over the heads of both Gargoyle and Hugo, and you strap them in what you presume is well enough. You're not entirely sure how this works, but there is a big lever. And you don't even need to make a check to know that this is the type of lever that activates something.
I'm going to go pull it.
You pull it, and you see the machine begin to rattle as both of the bodies on either table begin jostling unconsciously. The room starts to shake just the tiniest bit. Then the machine starts rattling a bit more. And a bit more.
Uh-oh.
Mom to hide behind something.
I hide behind Fee.
Fee holds up Cap. No. Fee, well, both Fees grab an Inoltrare and we try and duck out of the room.
Alright, you duck out of the room as the machine explodes.
Oh.
Gargoyle
Body.
Is
and
dead.
Hugo are alive, but the tables have kind of toppled over a bit. You go back into the room, and you see that within the now exploded case of the machine is a stone. A stone that looks a bit familiar. Moon-tainted, you might say.
Utri runs back in with the apple. Okay, it took me a moment to find a planter for it, but I think I got... Oh.
Sorry, Utri, it exploded.
Sorry, Apple. You can't, I wasn't able to get you a body.
Yeah, I pull out the Hornetopia and press the button on it so the apple can hear this.
So the apple can understand.
Unfortunately, the Hornicopia casts the spell Speak with Plants once per day, and Speak with Plants only lasts for 10 minutes.
Ah. Okay, but we can keep the Fee could keep the apple in the plant pot.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
And two unconscious men begin to stir. Utri, hey, that stone looks weirdly like a fist.
Is it small enough to put in my mouth? I'm kidding. Utri grabs the stone.
You feel the stone connect with you on a level beyond regular attunement as it flash attunes to you, and you are now soulbound to it. Utri Calaria, you now are in possession of the moon-tainted Cestus Stone.
Which I have right here.
Yes. So Gargoyle and Hugo wake up. They're tied up. Inoltrare did the knots. We can assume that they are very good. If you want to do a roll anyway, you can.
I do. It's rare I get to do it, and I happen to be proficient in sleight of hand, and it is an intelligence check, typically.
Okay, I'll let you do it for both of them.
Woo! So Gargoyle I got with a 15, and Hugo I got with a 15 again, actually.
How about that?
Right, well, Gargoyle just kind of woozily looks at you, just...
What happened?
Oh, we had to beat you
I
up.
think, that Hugo guy, he, stole your mind. Or your body. One of those.
And we were going to put him in
wait.
an apple.
Wait. Prove to me you're the real gargoyle. Say something only the real gargoyle would say.
Don't hurt me.
I don't know how to communicate what you want.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, you sound like
what's the-
enough of a nervous nerd.
Gargoyle
What's the really annoying orange tiefling's name?
I don't know an annoying tiefling, but I know grounded of work.
Oh, I remember.
Yep, he's real.
I remember Grounded. We
Gargoyle kind
cleaned
of-
poo together.
cringes in pain a bit from the beating that he has just received. That if you got away with the extra damage from your smite, might have killed him instantly.
Oh no! See the igniting spike doesn't do extra damage immediately. It's the start of their turn. Every turn until they take an action to put it out, they take an extra d6 of fire damage.
Right, well, you see the crystals around Gargoyle's body begin to glow as he just kind of like rests back for a second and regains 1d10 plus 10 hit points by using his second wind.
So aren't you supposed to be like a great hero or something? We beat you up pretty easily.
Yeah. I didn't even
don't
get scratched.
recall you beating me up, but I certainly feel it.
Oh, you can ask Cotter. Cotter saw the whole thing. Isn't that right, Cotter?
Otter, untie these ropes.
And then Cotter flies off of your shoulder to tend to the task that Gargoyle has given.
So what do we do with this guy? He's drugged the whole town. He stole your body.
I only stole his body because... How did he speak?
That was right.
Yeah, that was bad.
I only stole his body because, quite frankly, I deserve the Wand of Creation far more than he does.
The wand of what?
The what now?
The what?
Wand of Creation. An incredibly powerful artifact.
Okay, I'm bored now,
created.
and I walk away.
We can make him taste the lava if we need to.
Oh
Would you
yeah.
like to taste lava, Hugo?
Oh yeah. I lied about your wife being dead. I think she just didn't care about us trying to come and kill you.
She is annoying.
I think she's
though.
I think she's still working on her things.
My plan was perfect. After receiving correspondence from my no-good son, failure of a project, and learning that Cant Law was destroyed, but the Wand of Creation made it out with a sniveling artificer called Gargoyle, all I had to do was invite him to Tinscrap.
You hear that?
Sleep, take over his mind.
You hear that, bird brain? You're sniveling.
Yeah, no,
He doesn't
I'm
have a nose.
cringing in pain.
Yeah, I hit you pretty
Wait.
hard. I
Wait.
lay on hands
Your
on
son?
Gargoyle. Give Gargoyle like 5 HP.
He appreciates the gesture.
Yeah. Gloomy Fee tilts their head a bit and looks at Hugo and says, Wait, your son?
The worst thing I ever created. Gasped.
I don't know. Oh no!
I received a letter from him saying that the school that I had given him off to had exploded. No doubt I had thought it was to do with him, but apparently it was to do with the Guild of Icons.
God damn it.
I mean, you say he was the worst thing you created, but have you considered your reputation?
My
Also, this machine
reputation is
exploded when we pulled the
legendary.
lever. That wasn't great.
Yeah, you actually got off lucky. We were planning on putting you in this apple.
Yeah. Would have been great.
Of course, the machine exploded. It was only meant to be used once, and it could only be used on the Crimson Stain. Everything lined up except for the fact that you insolent children tagged along.
Yeah, we
Well,
are
I'm
meddling
keeping this
kids.
apple tree, by the way. We're bonded for life. This apple's my friend now. Okay with you? Thanks.
If you think I'm going to let you take away the legacy that I have made,
The apple.
the advancements that I have created within this town by using its population, you are sorely mistaken. And Gargoyle just thunder gauntlets him to the head.
And he dies.
No, it's more of a bonk.
Well, I think that went pretty well.
So what should we do about his wife, the cute lady in the other room?
And has anyone got pastries?
Yeah, we haven't had a single pastry.
It's been an unproductive night.
There's also a drug town we have to deal with. Like, we have to get everyone off these drugs.
We're just kids. That could be someone else's job.
Don't worry, I have the perfect solution.
Yeah,
Leave it to the Guild of Icons.
You know what? You're right. You're right, Inoltrare. I'm sure the government has the perfect response to a population dealing with the drug issue.
Yeah.
Both fees just suddenly stand bolt upright and look furious.
And Gargoyle begins picking up Hugo, presumably to bring him along on the one blimp ride of fuel you have left to get back to Korakii.
On the way out, I do stop by in the arm room. Hey, just saying, we beat up your husband and he's going to jail now.
She's gone.
Okay.
Wow, quick divorce.
What was she working on?
Field is still up. You can't really make it out. It looks just to be the beginnings of an armor.
Really
Yeah,
wish I'd
I
taken
think,
the spell magic.
Yeah, I think he wanted to call Gaspar a string of incomprehensible characters was the last straw of their marriage.
And Capulet wakes up. It's like, what happened?
Oh,
We found an apple.
At once?
Oh, Inoltrare, you go first.
We found an apple.
I think at this point both fees merge back into one, so they have Capulet in one arm and the apple in the other, while the apple tree in the other.
Capulet vainly struggles to get out of your hold.
Oh, also, you were kidnapped by an evil scientist, and he was using you for evil magic redirecting abilities.
Capulet looks to Fee. It's like, oh, so you've dragged me along to 2 towns that turned out to be humongous traps.
But wait, have I already done that? It feels like continuity is fuzzy around this time.
Oh, you definitely will do it if you haven't already, though. I've seen it in my cheese.
That's true.
Also, didn't you willingly come with us? Like threateningly willingly come with us?
To make sure that they didn't do anything heretical.
Well, good news. We just found an apple.
She is
It's my new best friend.
rubbing her cap. Partly because she is in pain, partly because she is so tired.
Wait, no. I have an important question for you, Mushroom Girly. Would you consider a group of bananas a grouping or a bunch?
Roll credits.
Yeah, you bring Hugo along on the blimp. You tell the Korakian government all about Tinscrap and make it their problem, and you are able to defeat Gargoyle and the Unyielding Mantle. Congrats, all!
We
did it! I so
Yay.
wish that I'd been.
did it,
myself,
Patrick.
though.
We saved the city. Pan's
Oh, and
an entire city with a drug problem.
on the blimp, you find some scrolls.
Weapon to Patch.
Patch died.
Oh yeah, Patch sees you walking out. It's like, well, guess there's nothing much for me to do here.
Yep, bye, Patch.
Oh no.
Mind if I go with you?
Yes.
Okay. And then Patch starts following you.
Do you have anywhere you could keep Patch?
No.
I'm sure it could fit in that like nerd tower you live in.
No, he's not staying in the tower. I've already got one useless adult in there. I'm not having another one.
They
Sorry.
They who provided you with some fireball grenades.
Yeah, I'm sure if we speak to my dad, he'll know someone who can help you find some housing. Or I guess you could live in the
Okay.
sewer. You ever thought about living in the sewer?
Not particularly, but I guess it beats living here. If you need me to make anything for you, I'll do it.
Cool. Oh, what happened to Seth and the other one?
They are with Patch. Seth is kind of getting Connor back up on his feet. They've retrieved Connor's horns, and since their home isn't too far from Tinscrap, they are going to try to find the exit to the city.
Okay. You both. You both going to be okay or leaving on your own citizens?
We should be. Thank you so much.
All in a day's work.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. Up from all the
you-
bits that
Trust-
weren't.
V tries to swish their cape and remembers they're not wearing one.
Do
Yeah,
you
you know,
usually do this every day?
yeah, this being a hero business is honestly pretty easy. I'm gonna have to stick around you a lot more often.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you all get onto the blimp. Yourselves and the captured Hugo and Patch go to Korakii. You make taking care of Tinscrap the government's problem. And you've defeated Gargoyle in the Unyielding Mantle. And you found some cool stuff, including 2 scrolls of Muddle, 3 scrolls of Mending, 1 scroll of Burst of Strength, a scroll of Corpse Explosion, and a scroll of Alter Self.
I forget corpse explosion is a spell in this system.
Does it explode a corpse or is it an explosion of corpses?
It explodes a corpse.
Oh, cool.
There may have been a good reason why Patch did not want to anger her employers, or well, their creators. Congrats, gang. You did great.